Hello. Today we're going to be talking about Patton Oswalt Annihilation. This is the Netflix original comedy special that was just released on Netflix uh, in October 2017. It was shot this year and it was shot in Chicago. Patton Oswalt lost his wife last year, and Chicago was her hometown. So, and also this was directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, which is name I haven't seen for a while as far as directing credits go. But if you know who he is, then you would recognize him immediately if you IMDb him. He does have a lot of directing credits, so but it's just been a while since I've seen him. So Patton Oswalt, he starts out talking about Twitter and social media and how that's affected by Trump being president, which he has some funny examples of how he deals with Twitter and how, like, it used to be a daily thing, but now, it's a daily thing with dread attached to it because you never know what you're going to see and how bad things are going to be. And every time you see something trending, you have to think that maybe, if you see a country trending, maybe that's something that is now at war with America. Like you don't know. And that's something that Patton Oswalt has always done a little bit of political humor in pretty much all of the specials that I've seen. This was the first one that I've seen since Trump was elected, so he does cover it for a little bit. But he also goes into something that was interesting about how it's hard for comedians to keep up with all the jokes because every time you try and tell a joke about something that Trump's done, he's already done something else and people have moved on. So it's almost exhausting trying to keep up with all the different things that he's doing and create jokes and skits based on that. So that was pretty funny. He also goes on about, like, he has a story. Most of Patton Oswalt's jokes are more anecdotes that he's really good at storytelling. So they're funny and they're interesting at the same time. And there's jokes throughout the anecdote that lead to a punchline. And the punchline's funny. So it's not like you've seen some comedians where it's a long story and then a punchline, but with Patton Oswalt, it's more sprinkled throughout the story are a lot of little punchlines and then leading up to a big punchline. So I like that kind of format, and he's really good at it. And the beginning part, like with the Trump and the Twitter, that's more telling jokes. But then he gets into the more storytelling part, which is really entertaining and funny. And he talks about one of the best fights he's ever seen, which was a convergence of a bunch of different groups and talking about a power lifter being mistaken for a fat guy and what happens when that happened. That was it was a good story, and he was really funny telling it. And there was some crowd work he did where he actually talks to three people in the front row, and each segment was really funny. Like he talks, he's really good at thinking on his feet and reacting to the answers they give to the questions he asks. So those were each segment was funny. Usually, sometimes when you see comedians interact with the crowd, it's kind of cringeworthy. But in this case, it all hit. It was all hilarious, basically. He even came up with a really funny joke that I won't spoil, but you'll definitely know when you see it in the special. And then he talks. He did, like I said before, he did lose his wife last year, so he talks a bit about that, and he has a few stories about comparing, what it's like in the comics or in the new superhero movies and things like that, where they have a loved one die, and then comparing that to what it's really like. But he does it in a humorous way, and not like a disrespectful way, but he actually tells a story that's sweet and heartwarming and serious, but has funny moments that make you laugh with him, not at him. So there's really it's really great storytelling. Like I said before, Patton Oswalt has always been good with that, but in this case, he's covering a very serious topic, and he does it really well. He also talks about like his daughter and him, and telling her about what happened and spending time with her. But it never comes to a time where you're feeling awkward or maybe embarrassed for him or awkward for him. You feel bad, of course, but when he tells the jokes and brings in the humor, you're right there with him. It's a really great storytelling, actually. And he also finishes with a bit that his wife likes, the or liked, that is pitching a movie to a studio, a children's movie, but referencing porn, which it was funny. He said like at the end that he did the bit, and then he said at the end that it's not really like something you would normally end on, but that it was a bit that his wife used to really like. So it was kind of a mini tribute. So that was funny, and it was sweet too. So overall, like it's a really good special. Patton Oswalt, if you like his humor from his other specials, this is probably one of his best. Like he's got quite a few on Netflix, but um, I would say this was probably his best. He's really engaging. There's never any. The pacing is great. There's never any moments where you're feeling off or you're feeling like there's a slow part. The crowd is laughing. There's no moments where the jokes don't hit, and it's really good. It's a funny special, and definitely a recommend. I give it a thumbs up on Netflix, and as far as a rating, I would give this a 9 out of 10. And I don't think I've ever seen a Patton Oswalt special that I didn't like. I don't think I've seen them all, but they're all pretty good, as the ones I've seen anyway. And like I said before, he's just a really good storyteller. He doesn't sit there and tell jokes you know, and then the joke's over in 30 seconds. It's a joke that goes on with a good story, and it's humorous and it's engaging and it's very entertaining. And the hour and 5 minutes or so that the show lasts goes by really fast. And so hopefully you'll watch it. Highly recommended. 9 out of 10. If you like Patton Oswalt's humor, you'll definitely like this special. So if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, or all of the above. Thank you, and have a nice day.